Hi, this is Dr. Tom talking about the HCG diet, and I did just finish talking about starvation and some of the other diets and the difference between HCG. And another question pops up about the whole thing about sugar's role in fat gain. Now, this is a topic that I would probably have to spend several times talking about. It's a lot more sophisticated. Other things that go under this is of course, things like metabolic syndrome, because that's what metabolic syndrome is all about. It's about insulin dysregulation. Not so much about diabetes, not diabetes, it's the insulin dysregulation. Insulin is a storage hormone. And if you take the typical eating patterns of the typical American, or at least a typical patient who comes in to see me, they wake up in the morning, they're either not hungry, or they wake up in the morning, they're not hungry, they get on the scale, or they look at themselves in the mirror and they say, I'm fat, I'm not going to eat breakfast today. So then they go off to work or whatever, and they work through the morning, they get into lunchtime, they're not that hungry, they're a little hungry or they're busy, they eat through lunch, but right after lunchtime they're starving and they want food. Well, I haven't eaten that much today. I'm eating some really low calories, so I'm going to go off and get my sandwich, or I'm going to go into the lounge and I'm going to eat the leftover donuts from the morning. But no matter what it is that you're eating for lunch, it seems to never be a nice lean piece of meat and high amounts of protein with complex carbohydrates like vegetables. It always tends to be some type of processed food, something high in sugar, processed wheat, which makes your blood sugar levels go through the roof. So what follows the high blood sugar levels? High insulin levels. The problem is that when you produce those high insulin levels after starving yourself all day, these insulin levels go so high that they plummet your glucose levels below your base, and you get actually hypoglycemic a few hours later. That's the fatigue, that's the dragging, that's the irritability, the brain fog is hypoglycemia. Now, what insulin does is it doesn't take all that sugar and everything you ate and cause you to metabolize it. Insulin is a storage hormone. It will store those sugars. When your glycogen stores are full, you have enough sugars circulating in your bloodstream, it will store it in the form of fat, and you get fat from the sugar. So then you go home and you eat a big dinner, you're still hungry, you eat a large dinner, you snack before bedtime because you've been hungry all day. You have just now accomplished all of your calories and probably excessive number of calories in the last part of the day, and then you go to sleep with high insulin levels. And you store all night, and that's why when you wake up in the morning, you look in the mirror, you look fatter, and you're heavier on the scale.